In progress. Recording in progress. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Vov asked me yesterday why I say always the same. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. I don't know. So give me a new script, please, for the next class.
Consistency. Consistency breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds comfort level.
Right. So
Wow.
we're just increasing comfort level for our listeners, or how we call watchers. I don't know, listeners and who
Watching us, yeah.
watching us on the YouTube. So
For
please,
our viewers.
okay, for our viewers. Okay, so we just increase comfort level for our viewers.
Yeah.
So today we are about to finish Squid Game. That's the series. It was our first experiment to watch the whole series. So before we did like several episodes of Star Trek, and I forgot someone else probably. So today is episode 9, the last one, and how we call it? Denouement, right? Diana told us this word. It's a denouement. So when we going to know everything, all the things will clear. Okay, well, do we have someone new in characters? Some new characters?
No.
No, all the same. So frontman, Gi-hun, Sang-woo, his friend, Jehan A, policeman, and Il-nam, the old man.
Wait a minute, he's dead.
Yeah, kind of.
How did he get back in the list again?
Well, it's interesting, yeah, but in this episode, not in the series, right? He was dead twice. So, revived and then dead again. So a little bit of spoilers. Okay. But we suppose you watched the movie already, so no spoilers possible. Okay, we have talking points today, and additionally to talking points, I read the text the teacher wrote, and I think this text deserves to be read, so because it's interesting. It has a new vocabulary, new words, and I think so. Let's improvise first, then probably we can read what teacher wrote for these talking points.
I read. I studied the new words.
Okay. Excellent. So we need a volunteer who will describe the rules of Squid Game. Do we have one?
So the one in episode 9, you mean?
Yeah, but in episode 9 we now know about like literally, Squid Game. So this, circle and triangle and square thing. So the rules of this game.
No volunteer.
Same rules, just repeating. Yes, teacher wrote. Vasanth, could you please help us with these rules? So I learned something new, all this hopping thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to go from the one circle to the other one, from the top to bottom or bottom to the top. You have to go with the one leg. You have to hop. The other guy had to oppose you. He has to tackle you from reaching the point. When you successfully reach the halfway, then you can use both of your legs and walk towards the destination, final destination.
What is final destination? Where is located?
I think it's.
We have a picture.
I think the top. I think is that the top position.
Yeah.
The triangle circle on the triangle. Is that right?
I think it's a place like inside triangle and at the same time inside the circle, right? So
correct. Small intersection. Yep.
Small intersection. So what does it mean? What do you think, Vasanth? What part of squid it is? Is it a nose of squid?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or maybe his mouth? I don't know. Leila, do you have any ideas? So we have this picture, right? Circle, triangle, square, and another circle. So how it's mapped on squid?
I don't know.
Triangle is a head, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is
square just below it, right?
Just a body. So what squid has, how we call it, tentacles? Tentacles?
Yep, tentacles.
Tentacles? Okay. So the the lower circle probably tentacles. Oh, no?
I think
Like birds have,
Birds?
squids also have.
Oh yeah, but it's in Russian, probably not English. In Russian, we call like birds has their mouth, like how we call beak, beak, right? Yeah, in Russian we say that squids have beaks also.
Yeah, octopus also. Yeah,
Octopuses. Okay, good.
and they can bite you with it, and it's a little bit painful.
Vasanth, your question? Yeah, sorry, teacher.
Yeah, but aren't we supposed to go from the top to the bottom? Just like a foot, go from the mouth and then.
Now, in the diagram, they go from the bottom to the top.
Mhm.
Now, in this episode, I noticed that the way you become Inspector Royale, which means you can walk on both legs, is you have to cross the neck. So that horizontal part between the triangle and the square, you have to cross across there all the way. Once you do that, you're allowed to use 2 legs.
Uh-huh.
Remember in the first episode, the little kid crosses that and then jumps on both feet and goes, Inspector Royale!
Yes.
And he did that in this game too, but in this game, when he crossed the neck and put both feet down, he said, he didn't say it with like pride and joy. He said it like Inspector Royale. Like
Something.
now you're in real trouble. It was more of a threat in this episode when he said that.
Yeah. Okay, Leila, could you please read this paragraph for us? Maybe you can find something new.
They flip a coin to see who gets to choose offense or defense. Gi-hun wins the toss and chooses offense while looking Sang-woo in the eyes. He seems determined to gladly win this game at the expense of Sang-woo's death. The rules are that the offense, Gi-hun, begins outside the squid borders and must hop on one foot until he enters the squid's neck area. Once inside that area, he can use both feet. To win, he must get past the defense and touch his foot in the small area at the squid's head where the circle and triangle overlap. To win the defense, Sang-woo must push the offense outside the squid's border. Any violence is allowed without restriction.
Yeah. Any questions about this?
No, I didn't understand more now. I just watched it 2 times. Now it's okay, better. A wonderful explanation for me.
Yeah, but I have one question. So let's read like last sentences, right? So to win, the defense must push the offense outside the squid's border.
Uh-huh.
So it's just once or for some time you have to protect it. So what does it mean push outside?
Just once.
I mean,
Just once.
yeah.
In other words, once the attacker comes inside the lines of the squid, the outside line, the outside border of the squid,
Mhm.
it's like you said, sumo wrestling. There's a circle.
Yeah.
So once you come inside the border, if he can push you outside the border where you're outside the squid area completely, you lose.
I see.
It's the same then.
Yeah, I see. So
Okay.
yeah, I like the part that violence without restrictions. It's my favorite, as I shared.
I was surprised,
Yeah, I like the way Gi-hun says, I have one question. Explain unable to continue. That would be death.
Yes.
Right. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is interesting for me that they like flip the coin not to accept roles, right? So they don't flip coin, right? The heads will be attackers, the tails will be defenders. Instead of that, they let you choose, right? So it means that probably game is imbalanced and one side has, I don't know, like handicap, has more chances to win. It seems so to me.
It just depends on what you feel you're capable of. If you know, a big heavy guy, you might want to play defense because you can't move very well, but you can stand in one place and nobody can push you out of the way. You know, if you're light and fast, you might want to be the attacker because those are your advantages.
Right.
So it probably depends on they let you choose based on your body characteristics and what you think you can do best, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Even in games like hockey, right? The players play different roles, right? Someone is attacker, someone is, I don't know how we call it, defender. So it's different. Okay, so let's go back to Jehan and his friend Sang-woo, and let's describe their gameplay. Right? What happened? Gerard, could you please? Or if you like to skip, we can go to another question. So what happened in their game?
You muted, Gerard.
Yeah, you probably muted.
Apparently.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly because I watched the
Long
episode
time. Yeah.
for months ago.
Okay, we can read or let's find someone who remember. Jehan, could you please?
Okay. Describe the gameplay in details. We already described how this
The
play.
rules.
Yeah, the rules. Who wins? Gi-hun wins. How? At the beginning, he was the offense. So he had to pass the neck of the squid. And before taking this step, he took a handful of dust and threw it in the other man's face. After saying Inspector Royale, they started to fight. They used the knives. What else?
I remember that someone beat another one, right? Bite, beat. I forgot how it's.
Yeah.
It's a kind of
stabbed him.
wrestling.
Yeah, he's sorry.
So initially Sang-woo was winning, right? He stabbed Gi-hun in the leg, he kicked him, he knocked him down, he's beating on him, bam, bam, bam. It's like, oh man, Gi-hun's gonna lose. He's doomed, you know.
Then yeah, Jehan, what did he bite? Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, his leg.
Right.
Um,
His ankle.
Ankle,
yeah,
Teacher
because he
Lee.
was going to like throat him or stab him in his neck.
I mean, to bite the ankle is a kind of real damage.
Well, yes.
just painful. A bite shouldn't have hurt that much, but I don't know.
Well, I guess it depends, you know, how you did it. But the bites, they can be very painful, right? So people like lose the ability to, for a moment, but they lose the ability to, I don't know, to act accordingly. But not
But wouldn't you think in a life and death situation where your adrenaline is pumping, you wouldn't even feel the pain?
Well, it happens, yeah. It happens that people don't feel even shooting, right? When you shoot them, if they're full of adrenaline, they don't notice. They notice it's like after the battle.
Yeah.
It happens. Okay, Vova, help us. It's a long text, but you can start at least.
Gi-hun bends down to tie his shoes tight.
Yeah, interesting, right? Do you understand what does mean bends down? So you don't stand up, you just lean to yours, right? To tie shoes tight. What does it mean? Tie shoes tight. Hard to describe, yeah. So, but you have a shoe, right? With a lace on it, with a kind of rope. So, and you can like get it loose or get it tight, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. I don't think I can read this.
Can I try? Can I try? Because I
Please.
studied a bit. Teacher Lee, correct me, please. It means secretly, right? And we can pronounce it surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously. Yep.
Surreptitiously. Okay. Surreptitiously.
And surreptitiously scoops up a handful on dirt in his hand.
Yeah. Handful of dirt. What does mean handful?
It's like
Like so much so you can have in your hand, right?
Yep.
Okay.
the game begins. Sang-woo brandishes his dinner knife.
Let's ask Leo. Leo, what does it mean brandishes?
I think shake, teacher Lee.
Just move it, right? Move it.
You're showing it to him like this knife is gonna kill you. Yeah, you're kind of showing off your knife with a threatening manner.
Right.
I've got a gun. I've got a gun. I'm gonna shoot you. You're brandishing it. You're moving it around. You're making it a focus point.
So can I say shake?
Yeah, it has the meaning of shake a little bit. Yeah, you're kind of putting it, moving it in front of his face. Like, you see this? You see this?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
die by this, you know.
Nice. Well, could you please continue? S. Gi-hun.
As Ji-hun faces down Sang-woo and his knife, he enters the squid's borders and suddenly throws the dirt into Sang-woo's face,
Mhm.
gaining a momentary advantage.
Yeah. What does mean suddenly?
Um,
Like surprise. It's a surprise, right? So no one expected. Then you out of nowhere you have a full hand of dirt. So it was a secret, as Leo said. What does mean momentary advantage?
Very fast.
I guess it's for a moment, right? So for short time.
Temporary, yeah, just a short time.
So he does not win a battle because of this. Did not win a battle, just win some time, right?
Yeah, that it enabled him to cross the neck safely so he could become Inspector Royale.
Okay.
Rather than fight the guy on one foot with a knife, he threw dirt in his face and then he just calmly went across the neck and was able to use 2 feet without worrying about being stabbed while he was on one leg. Yeah.
Gerard, could you please read the continuation? Now he can use both
Okay.
feet.
Now he can use both feet. He reminds Sang-woo that he is now what they used to call Inspector Royale in their childhood playing of this game. The VIPs are watching. Then it begins to rain. One states, "Good rain knows the best time to fall." Jehan pulls out his knife at this point. The fight and Jehan cuts Sang-woo's face. They both lose their knives in the fight. Sang-woo almost pushes Jehan outside the border, but Jehan manages to avoid being pushed out. They wrestle for a while in the rain and the mud and the blood. The VIPs manage to avoid being. The VIPs watch without comment. At one point, Sang-woo picks up a knife lying on the ground and stabs Jehan in the leg and side. Then kicks him in the face and pins him down by sitting on top of him.
Yeah. Sounds like a victory, right? Well, can you read?
He stabs down at Jehan's face with the knife, forcing Jehan to blow the knife with the
Palm of his hand, right?
of his hand.
So do you remember the verb stabs? So stab is mean to hit someone with a knife, right? And stabs down, what does it mean? Just direction, teacher, or it changed the meaning?
Yeah, stab is just to go straight in. Straight in as a stab, not a slash. So he had to block it with his hand, so the knife went right through his palm.
Oof, it was
Now-
wow.
And he's holding the knife up with his palm with a knife blade through it. Oh, that gotta hurt.
Now,
Now that's pain.
now it's pain. Okay, Jehan manages to bite Sang-woo's ankle next to his face. Interesting wording. So, but it means that it uncle was next to his face, right? Not the,
Right.
not the-
Right.
Right.
Okay. Causing Sang-woo to fall backward. Jehan then gets the upper hand and sits on Sang-woo. He holds the knife high, hesitates, then stabs downward. So he was not able to kill his friend, right? That
Right.
was. But he is unable to kill his old friend Sang-woo and misses his head deliberately. Well, a good guy.
Too
But
soft. Yeah.
in the spur of the moment, I don't think that people, think about former friendship. It's hard to think. Leila, would you please to finish this next paragraph?
Gi-hun, right. I'm gonna start from
please.
Gi-hun, right?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Gi-hun then stands up and walks over to the spot that he must touch to win. The VIPs are sure it is all over. Gi-hun has won. He stops at the spot that he must touch with his foot. A guard pulls out a gun and points it at Sang-woo, ready to kill the loser at the exact moment. Gi-hun that touches the spot, but Gi-hun decides not to win. He turns around and says that he is willing to terminate the game at this point, so both can live and go home without money. The guard is dumbstruck and must radio for guidance on what to do in this unexpected, unprecedented situation. Unprecedented
Unprecedented.
situation. So unexpected, almost the same, right, teacher Lee?
I guess that
Yeah.
unprecedented means that it's never happened before, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Gi-hun walks over to Sang-woo and offers him his hand to pull him up off the ground. But Sang-woo realizes that if he goes on penniless, no money, he still can't help his mom. So he makes a decision. He begs Gi-hun to help his mom for him, grabs the knife in the ground beside his head, and stabs himself in the neck. Gi-hun wins by default.
What a good friend, right? They are both good. They are the besties, right?
Yeah.
Now, Sang-woo did that for his mom. He didn't do it for Gi-hun.
So, Leila, what is dumbstruck?
It means a bit surprised.
Yeah, like numbless for a moment, right? What happened? I don't
Right.
What? Say what?
Because I think he was thinking of that money. The amount of money is wow.
Yeah. Leila, and the last question: what is penniless? Why it's penny? What is this?
I mean, no money. I'm broke.
Yeah, but what is
One penny, yeah.
As far as I understand, it's a small, like probably bronze coin, right?
Yep, it's 1/100th of a dollar. 100 pennies is $1. Today, with 1 penny, you can't buy anything. It's worthless.
But it's the same as cent, right? 1
Yeah,
cent.
a cent. Yeah, 1 cent, 1 penny.
Yeah.
So if you don't even have a penny, we say you're penniless. You're really, really, really poor.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Sang-woo finally killed himself. Okay, Vasanth, could you please cover the next one, number 3?
And what happens to Jehan from immediately after the game to the point where he returns to his home to see his mom again. Immediately after the game, he won the money and he was blindfolded by the, what do we call the man with the mask?
Front man.
Front man. And the front man was talking to him, but he was not interested. He was not. Jehan was not happy with that money. He was sad for leaving them all dead behind. Then he came to his place. He was left on the road, and he went to the nearby ATM and 10,000 yen. I think I don't know the currency, but he withdraw 10,000, and the screen showed that remaining balance in his account, it was huge. They literally deposited the entire amount in his account. They gave him his card.
Mm-hmm.
Then he behaved so weird. When he was, it's like a PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. He was almost like a dead man, a walking dead.
Yeah, he was very sad, as you said. Yeah, and he cashed a bit of money, right, from his account just to check it. And you do remember in the first episode, probably he tried to guess the PIN code from his mother card. So it has some kind of relation between these episodes, I guess.
So when he quit the game the first time, he changed his PIN to 0456 in memory of the game. He said, I can remember that number now. So a little ironic that at the end, he immediately knew his PIN number, 0456. A little bit of, serious irony there.
my lucky number right now.
Burned into his memory. He'll never forget that number in his whole life.
Right. Okay, Gerard, could you please read this text? Afterwards,
a blindfolded Jehan meets frontman and asks, "Why the games?" Frontman tells him it's just another form of entertainment, except people bet on humans instead of horses. Jehan is then put to sleep and dropped off in the city by a limousine. Upon awakening, he feels something in his mouth and spits out a debit card with his winnings on it. He uses his PIN 0456 to withdraw 10,000 won and sees that his account now has a balance of 45 million 599. I don't know, 45.
Every group of three has an and. 45 billion. 599 million 990,000
won. I think that's $13 million.
I don't know.
we check it. Oh, how much dollars is this? We check it. It's not too much. It's like $300,000, something like this, or less than $1 million. I might be wrong, but we check it. This. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He realizes that he's now a rich man, but he does not smile. He's not happy about his circumstances. Still in shock, he walks down a market street and is accosted by Sang-hoo's mom, who is concerned about the blood on his face. She gives him some food to take home to his mom, whom she thinks may be sick since she hasn't heard from her in a while. She asks him if she knows anything about her son, Sang-hoo, but he can't break the news to her yet and doesn't answer her. He goes home. It is dark within, and he calls his mom. There is no answer. He finds her lying on the floor. He tells her to wake up because he has money for them now, but he sees that she has died. He cries because he made it back too late to save her.
Yeah, a little bit more drama, right? To add some injury, to add some salt to injury, or how it's called.
Yep, to add salt to the injury. Yep.
Okay, Leila, help us. What is blindfolded?
You put a kind of a piece of cloth on your eyes, and it's a kind of, just you can't see, as if you were blind.
Yeah. And what about gap? A gap?
Where is that?
You know, it's something that you put in your victim's mouth, you know, to not
I
let
don't know.
Oh,
How
gag.
can I know that?
gap.
Gag.
I just mispronounce this. Yes, it's a
Gag.
Gag.
Yeah. So we say gagged as a verb?
Yep. If you're gagged. Oh,
Oh,
they always use duct tape, right? They always use duct tape.
Well, and what is accosted? So down the-
approached.
approached, yeah. So interesting. Accosted.
I studied. I told you.
Yeah,
Accost. Accost is approach and speak to.
Okay.
Okay.
Accosted.
I was
So-
going to ask you something, Teacher Lee. You said gag to put that kind of cloth on the mouth. If you said she was gagged, it's enough. So you don't.
Yep,
Is
yep.
it that kind of no object? You don't use it.
Well, it can, with no object, it refers to the subject.
Right. Okay.
With an object, it refers to the object. So you can gag someone and that person will be gagged.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So it's a moment of drama. You know, one mother is dead, another mother is missing her son.
Yes.
Yeah, time to
Even
cry.
when Gi-hun lays down next to his dead mother, I cried.
Yeah. It's you're supposed to do. No, we cried with Woe as well. Right?
When my son was like 1 or 2 years old, I came in from work one day and my son and I were sitting there and he just started crying. And I said, Nikolai, what's wrong? Daddy, someday you're gonna die.
Oh,
I'm gonna be alive. I'm gonna miss you. When he was like 1 or 2 years old, I was surprised.
But it was something, real, how
Yeah.
the child feels it. It is true. It's so sad.
Yeah. But something just made him think about it. Maybe watching his movies where people die, he was just sitting there and he just thought about, I'm going to die someday. And he just started crying. Yes. I always remember that moment.
How we call a doctor whose specialty is kids? So it's a pediatrician or something?
Pediatrician.
Pediatrician, right.
No, in Russia, we have to show our children to pediatricians from time to time. So we have like a planet visit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we don't. We don't have to.
Especially when they are young. And they have a table, so like 2 years, understand this, and that. 3 years, understand this, and that. And once I read this table, and I forgot what was the exact age, but somewhere it was written, he understands that his parents will die eventually.
Wow.
It's like, all the children go through this like experience.
Yeah, you understand what death is. Death is no more. Yeah.
So probably it was the moment, right?
Wow.
Okay, Jehan, could you please cover the next question?
Okay. Describe Ji-hun's meeting with his bank manager 1 year later. The manager called him to come because there was a huge amount of money in his account, but he didn't use it or visit the bank. So they wanted to invest in his money, as he described it, as for his benefits. But like he surprised, Ji-hun surprised the manager because he asked him to give him some money.
Yeah, give me money to buy ticket, right? To buy ticket back or something like this.
It was interesting there, right?
He didn't.
Yeah.
want to
So
use
my
some money.
question is why the bank clerk, this man, right? Why he was worried about this money? Why he just
all banks do that.
Yes, but why? Why? Just let's discuss. Vasanth, why do you think banks managers they make you to make something with your money, to do something with your money?
Get promotion from their officials so that their branch can keep so much money transaction.
Yeah.
You can avoid approaching so many hundreds of people instead of approaching this one.
But if your money just, just hold still in the bank, bank don't get anything from this, right? So they just pay you interest, that's all. But if you start to move your money, to invest, to buy, to make some operations, now you pay the commission, right? For this.
Yeah.
Plus,
Service charges.
if the bank can use your money to make a bigger interest,
Yeah.
still give you a little bit more, and they get to keep some of the interest, maybe. I don't know what they do, but
well, so they invest actually. They invest in different, but some, it works well when economy in growth. When economy grows, bank happy to have your money. When it go down, bank say, please move somehow, do something.
Yeah, don't take your money out, please. Yeah.
Yes.
I think the banks want to be sure that he will keep his money in the bank. So the bank prefers to give some interest, but they know the money will be in his hands because they cannot risk to play with this money if Jehan can take the money or elsewhere.
Well, another point is, but in your country, if you put money into the bank account, on the bank account, will bank pay you some interest or not? Yeah. Because I recently learned it's not everywhere. In Japan, for instance, they have -%. So you pay to bank that you have account.
In America, if you open a checking account, normally you pay a fee to the bank for your checking account. You pay them like $15 a month. Mm-hmm. Now, if you keep a certain amount of money in your checking account, they don't make you pay that monthly fee. Some checking accounts pay a tiny interest rate and some don't pay any interest at all. You have to put it in a savings account to get an interest. Now, it used to be you could make 2 or 3% in a checking account, but now it's like almost zero.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's interesting in Russia. In Russia, because our currency, ruble, it's volatile according to euro or dollar. So banks don't want to be exposed to the risk. So they don't want to have dollars on their account or something. So they pay you interest if you put rubles into bank, and they charge you if you put dollars into the accounts. So it's kind of incentives.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. And Vova, could you please read the text on number 4?
1 year later, he's traveling on a train to meet with his bank manager at the bank manager's request.
Mm-hmm.
He is joyless and
disheveled
looking.
Disheveled looking. In the bank manager's office, he learns that the bank manager is
concerned
that all of Jehan's money is just sitting in a savings account, making very little interest, and that it could be used more wisely to get a higher return on his money. Jehan doesn't seem to care. He just asks for a handout of 10,000 won.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't spent any of his money, it seems.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what is handout? Jehan, what is a handout of?
It's help.
Yeah, handout is something that you ask or get, right? So, Jehan, what is an interest? Little interest. Why we call it interest?
I don't know. Maybe it's the benefits you get.
Yeah, kind of a fee, but reversed fee, right? What you get, some kind of profit, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, is it right that in Muslim countries the banks they don't use loans or something? So there are some special rules about this, right?
No, we have this interest.
yeah, you have interest, but something was wrong with loans, right? With mortgage, I don't.
No, I think it's the same thing with the bank.
Okay. Probably another country. Okay, let's go further. Leila, could you please describe Jehan's encounter with the
After
following?
he had left the bank, he
Mhm.
bought some drinks, alcoholic drinks, and went near a river, I think. And he started drinking and thinking because he's really sad. He's still sad. And at that time, a lady who's selling flowers comes nearby and she asked him to buy her flowers, or else her flowers are going to fade. So he didn't think, I love the way he gives the money. He didn't think even a moment. He gave her the money and she put 2 roses next to him. And one of the roses, there is a card, and he read the card, and it is from his, if I remember correctly, Gamblet.
Gangboo?
Gangbu, yeah.
Yeah, Gangbu. So he
Gangboo.
was surprised because the address was written in the envelope. So he decided to go.
So the sender knew Jehan very well, right? So he will not resist, if a woman says, I need to sell this, I don't have money for my dinner or something.
Because he knows what means to be poor. It is the same for him, in the past.
Yeah.
So
And we
it's
can-
empathy.
And in this text, I can see accost again, right? So came and started to speak. So
Right, approach, right.
the card attached to the floors and he opens. Okay, so this one was the same. But you can see that Jehan did not change much, right? So he is still a loser, right? Drinking something on the riverbank, so doesn't look so useful member of society to me.
He's
But
a
how could
stupid.
be, just like that in an instance, he suffered a lot.
Seems that he has kind of
Well,
post-traumatic syndrome about this money. He just cannot use them,
Teacher Lee wrote that he felt guilty. I agree.
but ask yourself, how did he go 1 year without using any of his money from the checking account?
I don't
How
know.
was he paying his electric bill? How was he buying food? Something's not right. You can't go a year without touching the money.
Of course. You're right.
Okay, the next one. Gerard, could you please? The 6.
Describe Jehan's encounter with the hospitalized man. He meets Ilnam in an attic, and he's in a bed about to die of cancer. And he explains him that he was ruling the games, and he did that for the emotion of gambling, and he eventually wanted to participate in the games because that would be more fun for him, and the games reminded him his childhood. And we can see Jehan was very angry at him and even wanted to kill him. And this happened in winter, and outside, there was a drunk man. And Nam told him, if someone helps him before 12 o'clock, I think, you can kill me or something. He did a bet with him. A woman passed by and she left. But at 12 o'clock, the woman came with the police to rescue the man because it was very cold and drunk. He could have died easily. But at this moment, Ilnam died. So Jehan didn't have to kill him again. Very lucky as always.
But probably he would enjoy this act, you know.
So why was Gi-hun extremely angry at the old man? Why did he try to kill him? What was the source of his anger?
Yeah. Well, can you answer? Why Gi-hun was in anger?
Because he lost his friends.
He lost his friends, right? He like got forced, right, to do things that he did not want to do, I guess. What else?
All now say that they like horses.
Yes, compared these people to horses, right? So you are just a source of entertainment for us. You know, killing you is something interesting. You know, see how you die, and it's something somehow entertaining for me. Anything else, guys? Vasant, what do you think? What is the reason of his hate to old men?
But the old man gave him the guilt feel of killing your friend. You know? He left him back. He thought that he was the reason for the old man's death. So that guilt feel haunted him as much as the rest of the people's death.
Yep, the young girl, the Korean defector girl. He made a friends with a lot of people, and they all got murdered basically
Yeah.
for entertainment. And he was angry about that. How dare you kill 455 people, wives and husbands and close friends, just for your entertainment because you're bored?
Well, what I thought, what is interesting in this moment for me, you know, this Jehan, he's kind of special, right? He made a lot of friends, really. So in decent life situation, people like to have him as a friend. It's interesting. And another thing, you know, this old man, Ilnam, he choose you know, Jehan to be around.
As a friend.
As a friend, to, like, you know, as a favorite, right? So probably old man with his experience in this game, he felt something about Jehan, I guess.
See, what happened was Gi-hun treated the old man kindly. Remember, no one else in the game wanted to have the old man because he was weak. He was a liability.
Yeah.
Gi-hun was the only one in the whole 456 people that felt sorry for the old man and said, old man, join my team. And that was what the old man joined the games for. He wanted to be a part of a team, to have friends again, to help friends. And Gi-hun gave him that opportunity.
Right.
So that's why he felt grateful to Gi-hun. Gi-hun gave him the chance. The reason that he joined the game was to be a part. And no one would let him be a part except Gi-hun. Gi-hun was the only one that gave a damn about him. And that's why he bonded with Gi-hun as Gangboo.
Maybe it is a superpower of Gi-hun, you know, even in this situation, he's still full of patience and, I don't know, kind and friendship. So it's
empathy. Yeah, empathy. Okay.
Something special about him. Yeah.
He felt the old man's pain. Nobody wanted him. Nobody respected him. He peed in his pants. He was a useless individual, but he turned out to have a little bit of worth.
Yeah.
He saved him in the tug of war game. Yeah.
Okay, we have a description, but I think let's skip for once because we have more questions. Vasant, could you please cover the 7?
And the flashback that Frontman has when he's paying respect to an old dead man.
If you don't remember, we can read. We have a text.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, let's read them. So we have this text. Could you please?
After Jehan leaves, Frontman comes to pay his respects to Ilnam, and he experiences a flashback to the time when he had gone to tell the host that the VIPs had arrived. It was then revealed that Ilnam had been a host and that he had told Frontman to greet the VIPs on his behalf because he had decided that he himself would play in the game because it would be more fun actively playing than just passively watching.
Yeah, I remember this episode. So one of the VIPs, he was kind of angry. So where is the front man? Why he did not meet us with in person, right? What the hell? I'm paying money for this, right? So,
Yeah.
And it's also understandable that, do you remember the inmates fight? The old man was the one who was on top and he waving his hand, stopped it. Then the front man stopped it immediately. That was the
Yeah.
moment.
Nice.
Yep. So front man listened to the old man, even though we didn't know it. He
Nice.
was listening to what the boss was saying. Stop this.
Good observation. Yeah, good observation. Okay,
Let me mention something now. That the VIPs didn't arrive before game 1, right? The VIPs arrived like at game 7 or somewhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if the old man decided at that point to participate, I seem to recall that in episode 1, the old man was a participant. He was 001, right?
yes.
And he
Yeah.
met 456. So he was already participating in episode 1, but the flashback showed he didn't decide to do that until episode 7, which meant that he would just suddenly appear in the game. Oh, look, where'd you come from, old man? So something's a little strange.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go further. So, Jehan, could you please cover the next one?
Okay.
Number 8.
Describe how Ji-hoon's honors Sabyok's last wish before she died. He went to the orphanage to take her brother, and he gave him to I don't know what's the name
Song-woo.
to his mother with some money. Maybe because he was planning to bring her mother from the north. I don't know.
Actually, he was, killing 2 hares in one shoot, right?
Yep.
One shot.
2 birds with 1 stone, 2 hares with 1 bullet. Yep.
So he helped Sabyok's son, right? And he helped Sang-woo mother in one shot. So it's a good solution.
She lost a son, she gained a son. Yep. He lost a mother, he gained a mother.
And some money as well. So he took care about themselves. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, let's go further. Layla, could you please cover number 9?
Okay. At the train station, Gi-hun was talking to his daughter on the phone, and he was telling her that he was going to visit her in America, in USA. At that moment, he saw the very man who invited him to play Squid Game. The man was playing with a strange man, I don't know. So I think he was trying to persuade him to join the Squid Game again. So Gi-hun got angry and he left everything and just tried to catch him, but he went before he reached there. Yes.
Yeah, and we have the description as well, but I see it's more or less the same. I like poor desperate soul.
Of course.
He saw himself,
Right.
a year ago, and he wished somebody had told him, don't play the game. So he told this young man, he said, don't play the game. Give me that card. You're not going to play. So he's trying to help the bum, the beggar, the poor guy in debt. So he's trying to help the guy. So he took the card away to save his life because he knew that guy was going to end up dead.
Actually, is hapless is a typo? It's
no, it's a word. Hapless means out of luck. No, out of luck. No good luck at all.
I see. I see.
Without good luck. Just hopeless. Hapless means hopeless. Yeah.
Hopeless. Okay.
Unfortunate, can I say?
Yep. Unfortunate. Yep.
Okay. Okay. And the last talking point for today. Whoa, would you like to cover number 10?
Yes. Describe Gi-hun's airport incident.
Mhm.
Gi-hun called
Was called, right?
was
Get a call.
got a call with phone or
Well, he made a phone call. Remember, he took the guy's card.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. He
He's-
called by himself.
yes. He made call with phone or some guard, Squid Game guard,
Mhm.
and the somebody say him go to the plane. It's will better for you.
Mhm. So they invited him.
But he turn around and go maybe on Squid Game.
Yeah. Do you remember? So what kind of airplane it was? To where he was heading?
Uh,
To America?
yes,
Why?
because his daughter.
Yeah. He was about to reunion, right? What's the word for this? To join his daughter, but decided, no, I cannot. I should, improve the world. So.
Damn my family. I'm going to fix the world. Yeah.
Would you do the same, Bo?
No.
No. Okay, good. Okay, let's see maybe some new vocabulary here. His name and birthday to join the game. He's not a horse, he's a human being. Okay, sterner voice. Leila, what is a sterner
I
voice?
was expecting this. Firm, bossy,
Boss.
Serious, solemn.
right?
Don't do anything stupid, 456.
Put your
Do
gun,
it.
put your gun down and step forward. Yeah.
That's right. Get on the plane. It's best for you.
Yeah, it's a threat of sorts, right? They are watching him. Well, it's interesting, right? It's a so he's not on himself anymore, for never, right? This mafia, they will watch him until something happens. So maybe
Right.
this is a part of equation, right?
Remember, the old man sent the flower lady to him.
Yeah.
The old man knew that he was sad. He was guilt-ridden. He wasn't touching any of his money. The old man knew all of this. The old man had been following his life. And the front man is also, get on the plane. The front man knew where he was. The front man knew he was about to get on a plane. Someone's watching him everywhere he goes.
Yes, this guy's serious here.
And they could easily kill him if they wanted to,
Yeah.
Actually, it's what I expected. Why to pay all this money to a winner? So you don't need him anymore, right? So just kill him as you
Oh,
just killed
Ivan.
500 people, right?
He's a security risk, right? He may try to reveal the game. Yeah.
Yes, he's nothing good but risk, so no reasons for him.
And who's going to know that you killed the winner? No one's going to know because they're all
Right.
dead.
Right.
But
So
the old man wanted a fair game.
Oh,
yeah, I promise you nothing but fair game. Yes.
Now, with the old man dead, will the games still be fair? That's the question.
Well, I guess there will be a second how we call it season.
Host, the host, there'll be another host, but will he be an honorable man? That's the
Yeah, yeah.
question.
We don't know, but I mean that I guess it's not the end of the series. You know, we will eventually get a season 2 for sure.
Because it was popular, they'll probably make a sequel season. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have an open ending, right? Nobody knows where he's heading now, so it's you can develop this story.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see on some questions that thanks Vasanth he wrote on our Padlet. It's very rare when we have questions, so I'm happy to have some. Okay, let me read one. Do you agree that the world is full of selfish people, like the old man said in this episode, or agree with Gi-hun? Interesting. Well, what do you think? There are more selfish people who care only on themselves, or there are more like kind and I don't know what else, caring people in the world? Hard question, right? How can we count? Okay, we will ask you later when you will be old man. Leila, what do you think? What is the answer?
I was expecting. I read your mind. Ivan, what I'm thinking is that there are a lot of selfish people, but there are a lot of good people as well. So I can't say that more selfish people, but what I'm thinking is that this 21st century is making people more and more selfish. I don't know the reasons, but every time when I watch something or read something, I decide some things, you know, after I watch the series, I think there is a message. We will talk about it later. So what I'm thinking is that still good people. For example, if you see somebody, Iran, just, you know, like him laying down on the pavement, would you help him?
Unlikely. No. No, not in Moscow.
You know why unlikely? If you ask me, I was gonna say unlikely because nowadays there are a lot of people are pretending as if they were, you know, just dying or they were ill. So people are changing. This makes me feel sad, but still good people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how we can calculate, you know, what is these words are full of one type of another type, because I think, you know, every person has both inside white person we have like both features, and in many cases it depends on situation. So Leila, when you ask me will I help to a stranger on the street, you know, in Moscow no, but in a small village probably yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you know it depends on the situation, because in Moscow
Yes.
there are so many scam people, and I know that, you know, there are a lot of like people around me, so I don't care. But in a small village I would behave differently.
Of course, I do understand what you mean. For example, nowadays, at least once a week, I used to go out with my friends to eat something till 10 p.m. Nowadays, I'm not going out. Because
could be dangerous.
I don't know the big world outside now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting that our world, it goes to the worse and to the better, you know, in the same time. Something's going
worse. If you ask me, worse.
Well, okay.
I see nothing getting better in America. Nothing's getting better.
It's the same, teacher Lee. It's the same here.
But you know, well, I cannot say this about Russia. We are having new things. We're building, you know, roads, some progress, economy growth. So people getting richer in general. So I cannot say we're going only towards things. But what I don't like, for instance, there are many negative things that people really became more selfish, more like angry at the same time without reasons. Yes. So it happens. Jehan, let me ask you. So number 3, who's your favorite characters in the whole series and why? Don't tell us that.
Is the best because he played his part very well. Like he convinced me. I feel like everything is real about him, even though like he's useless.
Well, Vasanth, what about you? Who is your favorite character?
Gi-hun's friend's mother, she owns a shop. She never changed her behavior. She tend to help people even when she is in her lowest position.
Yep. Even though she has nothing herself, she still gives to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
I like oil now before I understand he is
He's a owner of the game, right?
yes.
Well, yes, he I think that creators of the show, they made us, to feel good about Ilnam from the very beginning, because he was kind of helpless, kind of useful at the same time, so so yes, I understand why you liked him. Okay, what else?
My favorite character was the young girl.
North Korean girl?
Her competitor in the marble game, the young girl that let herself die to help the defector girl.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked her because she looked at the value of two lives and she decided the other person's life was worth more than hers, and she made a sacrifice.
Yeah. Almost impossible now, right? That people think in this direction.
Yep.
So nobody of us mentioned policeman, right? So he died for nothing.
I didn't understand.
I guess he did die. I mean, he never came back, so I guess he did die.
Probably we
But
all know.
nobody asked about him, I don't know.
Maybe he will show up later in the other
so-
season.
So did his pictures
believe-
ever, did his evidence ever go through the internet? We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, as I said, it's open ending. All these things made for season 2, right? So there are a lot of opportunities. Policeman line, line with new frontman, line with winner of the game. So a lot of them.
Mhm.
Okay, Leila, what do you think about the series in general for our movie club? Should we, take another series for the future consideration?
Oh, I have decided whatever you choose, I will try to join to do my best because I'm learning a lot of things. I mean, these kind of things widen my horizon, to tell you the truth, because I usually watch. For example, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna laugh at me. I know. I'm watching Cobra-kai. It's a kind of if you are 7, 8 years old, you could watch it. I mean, about 7, 8 years old, anybody can watch it. I enjoy it.
Is it a good series?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you know where that comes from?
No.
There was an old movie called Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a small boy who's bullied all the time.
Yeah.
And an old Japanese guy feels sorry for the kid. Well, he goes to an old Japanese guy and says, "Can you teach me karate so I can protect myself?"
Ah, I remember.
Okay. And in that movie, there was another karate club called Cobra-kai.
Right.
And they were jerks. They were assholes. So it seems like what they've done, they've taken this asshole karate club and made them kind of like a good guys in this TV series, I'm assuming. Are they good guys in the TV series or are they bad guys?
No, the same.
They're still jerks. They're still jerks and assholes?
Right.
Okay. But it came from the Karate Kid movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. So whatever you choose, I will try to join. But Jehan also must tell her opinion because we ladies are, a bit difficult.
Okay, Jehan, what do you think? Is it okay to have do we have some, beneficial? Do we like, do you have some arguments for having series instead of single movies? What do you think?
I think having series is better than movies because I don't know, it's more enjoying.
More time to develop. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to think every week what you have to watch. We are already watching 6 months.
The problem is Squid Game was an exception. It was a fixed length. It was 9 episodes and that was it.
Yeah.
If you go with a series, you've got, 20, 30, 50 episodes. It's too much.
Right.
It could be boring.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this question? About series and movies for our movie club?
I would watch this with interruption
With interruption. So
because I'm tired. There's one.
okay, so you say that we can follow one series, let's say, but make interruption for different topics, right? As we do with Star Trek, right? We have Star Trek from time to time, but we have our intermittents, or how it calls, interruptions for other movies. Well, what I like it about series, as teacher said, more time for developing, and what I like is that we don't have to describe the same characters again and again. So we have them, and then we can be focused on, I don't know, story development.
The story, yeah.
So that's the part I like it. And we had this, yes, with Star Trek as well. Yeah.
Ivan, this series, I don't know who to choose, but I love it because it made me think. It made me learn a lot of things about human beings. I like learning a lot. So that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I see your point. Of course, we cannot choose a movie, a soap opera, to follow some Spanish family in Mexico.
Well, it depends. It depends. If you feel like that week, why not? For example, I told you we have to watch Extraction. Extraction 2 is on the way.
Well, teacher Lee will hate us, but we can try. So it's an action movie, with a lot of shootings and almost zero ideas.
What is that?
Zero ideas.
What movie?
It's called Extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah, a lot of things happening on, but it's hard to find any ideas.
No, it is good this way.
But the protagonist is very brutal, so I understand why.
Very handsome.
Okay, to finish this series, if you want to add something, please add. If not, we can, describe some slides, some final slides for this movie. Okay, let's go to the slides. Whoa, do you remember this episode, this scene? They're preparing, right?
Preparing is
to the final battle, right? To the final battle. Squid Game. Tossing a coin, right? So guard has a coin in his hand, and they are about to choose the side, right? I'm a defender or attacker. Would you like to be a defender or attacker?
Well, I would be an attacker.
Attacker, okay.
No, defender.
Defender? Why?
Because attacker has rule that he need jump
To hop on one leg.
Yes.
And you don't like this. Okay. I see. Okay, another one. Leila, could you please describe this picture?
The VIPs were watching the last game, and you can see the luxurious atmosphere. I mean, I don't understand why they are using, these stupid masks instead of using a normal mask like this.
For privacy.
Yeah, privacy, but they can use a normal mask. One of them looks like a deer, the other one looks like a cow. Maybe real personalities, I don't know. And these people are drinking, watching, and enjoying themselves. But if I'm not wrong, they were making not a lot of comments
Yeah,
when these two met.
yeah. They were silent almost, right? They had only one, like wise saying, right? Rain always
Right.
know when to go, or something like this. Rain always go in a good moment. Why, Leila? Do you have such kind of saying in your place?
Just please repeat that again.
Yeah, they were saying something like the rain always go in like in an appropriate.
Good rain knows the best moment to fall.
I mean, we have got this something like that, but to emphasize the fertility for the soil,
Okay.
not like this. But here, what does he mean by that?
Mhm.
I don't know.
It
Well-
sounds like it means it normally rains during happy moments. I don't know. Or it rains when you need rain the most.
Yeah.
Rain knows when you need the rain.
Yeah. So
Yes,
teacher Lee, they
meant the
think
opposite.
that, yeah, Jehan,
I mean, he meant the opposite. Like they didn't want to train, but it trains at the wrong moments during the game.
and I thought about it like that, Jehan.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they enjoyed that it was raining because the two guys, the two victims' job is going to be more and more difficult.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, would you like to add something?
Yes, I think this squid very small in this big place.
Yeah, so the stadium is huge, right? And Squid is small, right? But it's understandable. There are only two people, right? So if they will run over the whole stadium, the game will continue for, I don't know, for 6 hours.
Ivan, the one on the top that is a big lamp.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yep. Chandelier or of a sort. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, but speaking about rain, some nations, some cultures, they think about rain like it's a God's favor or something like this, especially in Africa. I read one article and they say that we use the same word, rain, as greetings and as a wish you luck or something like this, because it's so rare and so important. So rain to you,
If you
But I
remember
love the rain.
if you remember the movie Dune,
Yeah.
in the original Dune movie, when the House of Atreides boss leader meets the first Fremen
Yeah.
who lives in the desert, the Fremen spit in front of him.
Yeah.
And the one guy thought that was an insult and was going to have him killed. And the other guy said, no, wait a minute. He's paying you respect. He's giving you some of his water on a
Yeah.
planet where water is life and death.
Wow.
Yeah, the water of my body. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
It was Duncan Idaho, another one, an officer. Okay.
Cultural
Which
difference. Yeah.
Okay. Vasanth, could you please describe this one?
Yeah, this is where Gi-hun deliberately didn't kill his friend because, like the Korean girl said, he had a good heart. He can't kill anyone. Just stabbed on the floor. It
And to the
changed.
sand, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ticheli wrote in our chat, I missed him by that much, right? So close.
And we always do this. I missed him by that much. He almost died. I missed him by that much.
But friend, his looks to already like many injuries, right? And something in his look, he looks, I don't know.
He's ready to die.
Ready to die, yeah. I'm seeking for a word, like hopeless, right? He lost any hope at this moment, I guess.
Resigned to lose. Yeah.
Okay. Vasanth, what about this one? The previous one was
The front man was talking to Jehan about the money and the future life he is going to have. But Jehan was not happy about it.
Yeah, look on the floor, on the ceiling of this limousine. So
Yeah.
it seems to be transparent, right?
Gaudy, yeah, kind of gaudy looking.
So it's a-
Circus lights.
Mhm.
I don't understand why only frontman doing something. What he's
He did not offer anything to Gi-hun, right? Because he's blindfolded.
No, he don't. Jehan so a lot of dice and he just sit.
Yeah, he would be celebrating as well, right? I'm a winner here, you know. You are taking me like a horse, right? Yeah, but I'm a winner. Yeah. Give me some champagne, you know, a glass. I would celebrate with you.
But he used to be a horse once.
Right. Okay, on the left we can see a shelf, right, with a bottle of whiskey or something. So it should be like posh or something. We should be envious to this.
Yeah, we usually call that brandy. Brandy's always in a little fancy bottle.
Okay. Gi-hun, would you please like to describe this one?
Okay, here's after when the front man throw him from the car. He tried to give the old woman some money, but she refused to take, telling him that your mother need it. And she asked him about the source of this money, and maybe someone like he had a fight with someone or something. Then she told him that she didn't see his mother for a long time, and gave him some food for her. And Gi-hun here seems like regretting what happened in that game, because her son killed himself, and maybe Gi-hun like blaming himself for all of this because he's the only survivor.
Yeah, he obviously felt some guilt, right? So it was like Sang-woo killed himself. He not just it, right? He was a supporter of this act or something. So he felt guilt for sure. Yeah, okay, let's go on. For Market Street with small restaurants. Would you like to add something?
Yes, maybe Jehan feel guilt not only for Sang-woo.
For his mother as well, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
for.
But you see, he cannot make an eye contact, right? It's usually a sign that you feel guilty or something. You cannot watch into the other's eyes, right?
Downcast eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Layla's favorite moment. Okay,
Oh, don't ask me.
skip a few. United Bank, it's called. Okay. Do you remember the verb? This woman accosted him, right? Accosted him. Okay, every movie, every class must be useful for us, right?
Yeah.
Language wise. Okay, and there was a skyscraper, right? There was a huge building. And do you remember the elevator, Vasanth, in this building? It has exactly one button, right? So strange.
Penthouse. He was in the penthouse, I guess.
I don't remember what is for what.
Yeah, what was the number of the floor? Vasanth, do you remember? Well, it wasn't on the top, right? It wasn't the highest one. So
Yeah.
I think it was 13, but it's only my opinion.
19, 30.
19.
I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember.
The
Yeah.
7.
Probably another symbolism that we don't understand, you know.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, in some European cultures, so we consider like 13 like unhappy or something.
Yeah.
The same with Chinese. Probably for Korean, there is something else.
Yeah.
We just don't understand. Okay, police. Do you remember? The woman, right? Woman approached this drunk guy, but did not help him, but called police. That was like the winning of the bet. Okay. Jehan, what happened with his hair?
He chose like the worst haircut ever, and the worst color even.
Why?
I don't know, like he chose something really weird. Maybe he wanted to be like a new person, so he tried to make something different than everyone.
Yeah. We have a joke in Russian, but I can explain. You know, some it jokes like when a woman is in doubt or something. You know, in some crisis, they start to change with their hair. You know, to make we call it to make a carre. I don't know is it translated or not, but carre is just like a short, square like.
Any type, believe me, it's the same here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
here too.
when a woman wants to redo herself into a new person, the first thing they do is a new hairdo. Yeah. Or hair color. And then after that is a new hat.
New hat, new bag, new husband. So it's a good start, yeah. Okay, time flies, so I guess we can call it a day. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Teacher Lee, thank you.